Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, another surprise live. I know I need to get myself organized a little bit better, but life is a little bit like that, and I need to take the advantage whenever I can get one. So how are you all today? I want to catch up on some events. I know things have been going down the without a crystal ball rabbit hole that I've been seeing Instagram. I know that there is some crazy stuff happening in the YouTube world. And yes, hello, Bruce. How are you? And we're back. Yes. There is some crazy stuff that I'm watching on the sidelines as well. So I don't know what's going on. Everyone just seems to have been going crazy. Is it because life is going back to normal and we're bored again, or what? I don't know. We've got politicians behaving badly. I mean, hey, we're going to watch the Prime Minister. Or apparently, they want you to watch 60 Minutes tonight and watch the Prime Minister sing out of the tune and play a ukulele. He's trying to be relevant because there's an election coming. So there is all of that as well. And apparently, Christian Porter, I was just reading in the West Australian newspaper, is looking to go back to WA and set up his own private practice. So the people at WA, he's returning back to you. Isn't that good? And the people of Sydney are going, yes. So there's lots of stuff. So how is everybody? Is everybody doing good? Is everybody well? And I've got a new screen, which is good. Bruce says, I think people are always crazy. We just briefly got distracted by a pandemic. Well, that could be true. We just got distracted by it. That could be totally and utterly true. Yeah. So we're going to talk about a little bit of everything tonight. Tonight, whatever we want to talk about, and see how we go. Of course, the New South Wales Premier wants to change school hours from 7 a.m. in the morning to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I mean, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah. There's lots of crazy stuff. And what about around the other side, in other parts of the world? What craziness is happening? I feel like I've missed so much. I really do. I feel like I've missed so much. All right. So this is, I'm talking about craziness. Look at this. Oops. So this is Without a Crystal Ball's Instagram. The gaslighter's script. Here's an easy way to figure out if you're in a cult. If you're wondering whether you're in a cult, the answer is yes. Duggars. It's all about the it's all about the Duggars. Oh, look, the Browns. I've not really seen anything. I've not done anything with Katie for ages because obvious reasons. Know the script to identify the gaslighter. Why are you being so sensitive? Can't you just let that go already? I didn't say that. You're lying. You're the problem here. How would you cope without me? I was just joking. This is your mental illness talking. Oh, the ice cream man's here. Did you hear that? What reels has she got? Wow, look at all the stuff she's got here. And videos. So, anyway, thanks to Llama Girl, she did her one from the other day. So I thought we might dabble into the world of Katie Joy for a little bit, and then this is from 2 days ago, and just see how we go.
Hello, everyone. I don't have super long. I was going to do another YouTube video. I was just going to come on here very quickly because I wanted to talk really quickly about some of the stuff you guys are saying on my channel. So I'm going to turn off comments because I just want to be like uninterrupted. I don't want to get distracted, and I'm not here to fight with trolls, but
It's not here to fight with trolls. Why is everyone that fights with her or disagrees with her a troll? That's my first question. Can you hear that as well?
you know, every person has a right to have a platform, and whether or not you agree with their opinion is your choice. I'm not Rogan's platform. I think it's very odd that I made a comment about his video, which I believed was a racist apology to a response about comments he factually made, was my opinion. Nowhere in there did I say that he should be canceled. Nowhere did I say that Spotify should pull his podcast. Nowhere did I say that he doesn't deserve to be on social media. I didn't say any of those things. I commented on what he said and what I felt. A lot of people are projecting that and insinuating that I'm trying to cancel someone because I made one post about him. I don't follow Joe Rogan, but I also want to say something very quickly. Like, I know who Joe Rogan is. Like, you guys, I'm 43 years old. Joe Rogan has been around forever. He was hugely popular when I was like in my 20s. And
oh, so she knows who he is. That's good.
And he was like the dude. He was like the guy's guy, like the douchebag that I just wasn't into. And if that's what you're into, that's fine. Nobody's going to take away your guy. And if Spotify were to get rid of his podcast, believe you me, there's a zillion other platforms that will take him. He has a huge audience, and clearly people enjoy listening to him. Whether I agree with him or not is really irrelevant.
So now we're going to get schooled on racism.
It's a weird line to draw in the sand for you to say, I'm going to unfollow you because you don't like it that people say the N-word. I'm constantly amazed how anytime I speak up for anyone that's not white, I'm told that I'm evolving into like critical race theory or some bullshit. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm just talking about humanity. I don't care what theories you want to talk about. I'm talking about humanity. People should deserve to be treated like people. And no one should be dehumanized by being called the N-word. And it's not our business as white people to argue about whether or not it's appropriate for a person of color to use that word. It's none of our business.
Right. Hello, Bo. Yeah, hello, Bo. So we're looking at her one from the 8th of February because I'm a bit behind. So I'm catching up. So I apologize. But I thought we'd see what's happening in the world of Katie Joy today.
It's clear that it's a hard line in the sand that we should not be saying it. And it's up to each person of color to decide if they want to use the word. Whether or not you agree with that or not is not up to me. Some people of color use it, other people don't. And it's completely up to the person. But at the end of the day, it's not our story. It's not our legacy. And if we find ourselves as white people being so upset by someone that's white using the N-word and calling out the racism, sometimes I think like maybe we need to look at ourselves and be like, why is that bothering me? Is it because I hold similar feelings? Is it because calling this out means that I would be forced to look at something inside of myself? Like, if I'm held accountable constantly, I don't know if you realize, but there's like entire haters that are dedicated to like everything I say. I could say that I hate someone in my comments literally just told me that my comments about Whoopi Goldberg's comments on the Holocaust, which by the way I didn't agree with, I thought were racist and I thought were dangerous.
Hello, Totally Clueless. Okay, so she's talking about a creator who made a video on her regarding what she said about Whoopi Goldberg and said the only reason they agreed with Whoopi was because they hate her.
I said it was dangerous. Apparently this hater hated that so much so that she agreed with Whoopi Goldberg. So she hated the fact that I said it was dangerous to speak about the Holocaust that way, that she disagreed to make a video claiming, and I didn't watch the video, this is just what someone in my comments said, she just agreed with Whoopi for the sake of disagreeing with me. Like, do you realize how ridiculous that is? You don't have to like someone to not to like agree with points of view that they have. And if you hate someone so much that you will counteract and disagree with everything that they say just because you don't like the person, you probably have a hate in your heart for something that isn't related to that person.
Yes, I watched that too, Bo. A very interesting perspective as well. But that's true. But and the biggest issue that I've got about that whole thing about the Jessa Seawald thing is that she's talking about stuff that Ben did, not Jessa. If the contract's with Jessa, and she's using Ben's actions, I mean, imagine if every wife or husband was held accountable for the actions. Imagine if her husband was being held accountable for what she does.
Online, it makes you so angry because of their reporting on something. I think maybe you need to think about what's going on in your life. I don't know. Either way, it's disconcerting because I shouldn't fear having to speak up about this kind of stuff and speak out against this kind of stuff for fear that people are going to unfollow me because, God forbid, I say saying the N-word is wrong and it's racist. I didn't grow up using that word. I'm 43 years old. I didn't grow up being in a society that was okay with that kind of behavior. I didn't have friends like Joe Rogan. Those were not my pals. It's common human decency to not use that word. And calling out someone doesn't mean you're canceling them. And people are like, well, didn't Howard Stern get in trouble? Yeah, I think I Googled it and Howard Stern got called out for his blackface last year. Like, anyone can say anything on a platform and we all say things that we regret. And it's how we recover from it and how we learn and grow, right? Comedians face a lot of scrutiny today because jokes that were funny 20 years ago are not funny today. And that's evident by what you see on Saturday Night Live or on sitcoms. But we can't lose our whole sense of humor.
Alrighty. So apparently she gets lots of hate in the inbox.
We don't need to be canceling people based on the past. But if past statements remain current on someone's platform, and someone can still access it, to the person that finds that content, they don't know when that was made. So for Joe, for instance, and this is just an example, he makes this video, or he makes this apology video, and he's got 100 videos on or 100 podcasts where he's using the N-word. If you have someone just searching his archives and they just happen to stumble upon one, they might not look at the date. So to them, it's a brand new podcast. So that's kind of the difference with your online platform. Every creator has the ability to remove things and change things, and every single person should grow. I agree. And if someone makes a mistake, they should apologize. I mean, hell, I've made enough mistakes in my day. I've apologized. But
she's apologized. Did you hear that? She apologized.
Calling someone out and saying this is racist really doesn't quantify the vitriol that happens in the comments. It's like I don't know if you guys really truly think that your world is under attack, because that's not the case. Like, nobody's trying to steal your thunder. No one's trying to steal your voice. And conversely, I want to say this too. The same people that scream at me and say that I'm canceling people are the same people that want to cancel me. I get emails every day from people that tell me I'm an evil bitch and that, you know, I'm a horrible human being and I'm going to hell. And I mean, you should see my inbox. It's ridiculous. I get the most atrocious messages from people, and I'm like, yo, you don't even know me. That's intense, right? But I don't let it get to me, and I don't let it go. I just, like, let it go, you know? And 99% of the time, I just am like, okay, this person's mad, whatever. You're talking about their favorite human being or whatever it is. But have we lost sight in our world where our only response to people that we don't know on the internet is to literally, like, curse out strangers that we don't know and yell and scream and puff off the chest the loudest? Like, if I'm bothering you.
Can you hear V in the background as well? So it's interesting, isn't it?
And I just want to remind you, I'm a 43-year-old mom. You can hear my son. He's getting ready to go to bed. I've got 2 dogs and a couple cats. And I live in this.
I thought she had 4 cats. Hello, Bella Marie. I thought she had 4 cats. As I said, and shout out to Llama Girl. Thank you, Llama Girl. You are a legend, as always.
Suburbs or the exurbs in the middle, kind of the country.
Oops.
It's perfect. But I mean, I don't have a super offensive life. I don't do a lot of really bad things. I have definitely made mistakes in my life. I was definitely arrested when I was 25 years old. I mean, nobody's perfect. But anytime someone puts themselves out there in the public, they know that things that they say can be found, and they might have to respond. It's a part of being a public figure.
Oh, now she's a public figure.
So, whoa, that's not what I was trying to do. Thanks. Okay, I was trying to turn on comments. My light got really dim for some reason. I just think in general, people are really still like super angry, locked down, frustrated, want to kill the world. And I don't understand that. Like, why do you want to? I don't even know. And you know, you guys, I get a lot of these messages. I just want to say. Something. I've shared this multiple times, but if you're new here, I don't care if people talk about me. So if you see a YouTuber that makes videos about me, I don't need you to send me the videos. I don't need you to tell me that someone on YouTube hates me. I don't care if so-and-so made a video about me or so-and-so said this about me. Like, none of that is relevant. You know, it doesn't matter to me. If there's an account that's trolling me, like, I don't care.
Hands up if you think she doesn't care. Put a 1 if you think she doesn't care, a 2 if you think she does care. She's saying she doesn't care.
You know, it doesn't matter to me.
Yes, it does.
If there's an account that's trolling me, like, I don't care.
Do you think she cares? A 2? Yes, she cares. Here's another question for you. Do you think she watches them all? Do you think she watches all the videos made about her? Because I think she does. Yeah, 2. Oh, don't go defending me. I don't care. Crying about how she's attacked. I know.
glad that you were arrested at 25. It gives you a perspective that most other people do not have. Keep digging up their receipts and spreading that far wide. They just want you to soak up the negativity so you don't focus on their BS. Well, thankfully, my arrest was a misdemeanor. Thankfully, I didn't hurt anyone.
It didn't hurt anybody.
So big that he needs to be aware of who, but I've never hidden that. No one's perfect, though. And I think there is a responsibility of people who have huge contracts with profitable companies that have a lot of African-American artists on their platform to be mindful of the content that they're putting out. Joe Rogan's reach is so big that he needs to be aware of who he's talking about and what he's saying.
She watches. Hello. Hey, Rick. Hello. Hello, Rick. I haven't seen you for ages. You still should have I haven't taken away your rent or anything. I think you've still got all your power. Hello, Rick. In fact, we haven't spoken about Katie Joy for so long. So, actually, is she like Santa? She's making a list and checking it twice.
Well, yeah, if you're upset about Joe, exactly, someone said be mad at Joe. I mean, if you're upset about what Joe has said, or you're upset that people are trying to cancel him, maybe ask Joe to do better. I don't know.
She's telling people to ask someone to do better. How funny I drop by when she's on. I know, and this is a few days old, Rick. I'm actually a little bit behind on the Katie Joy stuff. She's gone dugger. She's trying to save the world at the moment.
Yeah, and Joe's reach is humongous.
How big's humongous? His reach is humongous. How big is humongous?
No, I don't just report on Republicans, but I don't go after, I don't even know what Joe Rogan's politics are. I didn't know that you had to be a Republican to be racist. What does Joe's political affiliation have to do with him saying the N-word? Really? If you are a Republican and you hold the N-word in your heart and you're like, this is what I want to stand on, I didn't say, where did I talk about Joe's politics? I didn't even bring up his politics.
Oh, hello. Without a lawyer, Peter. I guess the bar's open again. Everyone's been missing the bar, Rick. Rick's bar's been slack. You better open it quick.
And the Duggars are are an abusive cult. So I don't know.
She's calling out someone who is
I don't know if the power of words are comparing black people to apes. That's actually a racist statement.
What?
But I don't know, what somebody's politics are. I don't even, that doesn't matter. But I don't know what made you think I'm a Republican either. Nothing about who I am stands out as conservative. So I don't know why that even is relevant. I also don't really talk about...
So you actually have to be conservative to be a Republican. Is that what she's saying? You can't actually be a conservative and be... Is that what she's saying?
Politics, but I didn't think, the last time I checked, being racist shouldn't be political. But his video was racist. So how is me calling his comment racist me saying that he should be canceled? Again, is pointing out that somebody's comment as racist saying that someone should be canceled? No. If you can't, like, using the N-word is not okay. I don't know why how is that political?
She can't let anything go, can she?
So. Okay, so why does context matter when you call some people of color and you compare them to the Planet of the Apes? Like, how does that contextually matter? Like, that's not a statement you should be making. There's literally zero context where any white person should be using the N-word, period. Contextually or not, it's just not appropriate. That and he's apologizing for it, you guys, and he's recognizing that it's wrong. So why are you so up in arms that he's admitting he said it? Biden, why do you guys gaslight like that? Like, why when I talk about Biden, I'm not talking about the president of the United States. Of course, Biden has a history with like racist policy and racist behavior. I mean, he's like, what? How old is he? 80? He's almost 80 years old. Do you know when he was in the Senate, like, racism was super common? I'm not saying that that's okay. But
I was just about to say, is she justifying Biden's behavior because she voted for him? Minus 36 last night, Rick. Wow, that's cold. I've got look at this. My arms are like out, and because it's sunny days drifting the clouds away.
But it's like times evolve and people change. Obviously, he had racist beliefs at one point in time because racist beliefs were normal. We are evolving as a culture and a country. But in some of those contexts, he wasn't saying it as a quote. And saying it as a quote does matter. You shouldn't say the word. Okay, 79. Either way, I'm not here to debate about what...
Well, that's the thing, Princess Jax. That statement saying all the people are racist. So the reason why he's racist is because he's old. Was essentially her statement. Because it wasn't racist back then.
Joe Biden said in his past, and you don't have to, like, and I'm not going to talk about Hunter Biden. Like, I don't give a shit about Hunter Biden. Like, I'm not going to talk about Hunter Biden. You guys get mad at me when I talk about politics, so I don't talk about politics. But then when I talk about the Duggars, you say that I have to talk about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. But why do I have to talk about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden when I don't talk about politics? So yeah, and the last time I checked, sexual abuse happens whether Democrats and Republicans both rape people. I mean,
and whether you're in a whether you're in a cult or whether you're not in a cult, it happens as well. I don't know whether they would watch a YouTube channel.
I'm not a political commentary.
Can't you just Rick, can't you just open your window and yell out? Oi, KJ. I do too without a lawyer. Sometimes I do the same. It's about re-educating. She's on her blockety block.
And the last time I checked, Joe Biden isn't in a cult where they believe that kids can be raped and it's the fault of the child.
But you just...
I'm very hateful? Are you saying I'm very hateful?
Didn't she just say... Doesn't that just contradict the statement she just made previously?
Oh, them.
And there's a cat meowing in the background. Have a listen.
I wasn't talking about politics. The N-word is not political. Oh, he's fine. He's just, that cat is just telling people what's up.
Apparently the cat's just telling people what's up. No, it's a cat that's not very happy, I think.
That's Michael. I'm pretty sure he's just saying, like, what's up? No, he's not hungry. He's actually just talking. Do you have cats that just talk?
Yeah, mine did, but they didn't talk like that. They'd have full-on comfort. Yeah, but you know what? You're not talking back. I would actually talk back to my cat, and we'd have really cool conversations.
And are just chatty. My cat's name is Michael. Yes, that's one of the cats. Let me go see if I can find him. Michael.
Oh, she's not, is she? He's not happy.
This is him. He was sitting right out my room.
Not happy.
You're out because of a cat? You say hi. You say hi. What are you talking about? Oh, he's out of here. What? Where? What? Come here.
Cat doesn't
so
want to.
talkative right now. He's like, let's see.
That is not a sign of a cat that's happy. That is yeah, that's a high pitched I'm gonna attack cat noise.
He's actually not a big boy. He's tiny. He's only like 8 pounds. He's 10 years old. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about the other cats. But he was just out in the hallway, and I think he was like, all the doors are closed. I want to see the people. Where are all the people? Michael's 10. And then there's Sweetie. I don't know when the sentencing will be. I'm actually not losing followers on my YouTube, and my Instagram is like the people that are unfollowing are mostly trolls. So I'm not really worried about that. But I've never been like, I've always been really direct with people, and I've always called out trolls. So my attitude hasn't changed.
She's like Dr. KJ. She can talk to the animals.
It's like some of these trolls are so weird. They just keep waiting for me to be super like sweet and nice and kind and like flowery and loving, and that's not me. If you're being a jerk in the comments, I might comment and say you're being a jerk. If your comments are being if your comments are inciting hate or arguments, I'm going to delete your comments. If your comments are ignorant and racist and homophobic, I'm going to delete your comments. If your comments are starting fights, like if you guys are in a thread and I start seeing you guys arguing back and forth, I delete the whole thread. I don't like arguing on my platform. I don't like when people start name calling one another. I don't like when people start yelling at each other.
But what about her yelling at everybody?
See it, I delete it. If I see a post that I know is going to incite people to argue, I delete it. Because I don't want people fighting.
Essentially, if you post anything she doesn't agree with, she will delete it.
That's it. Oh, thanks for the badges.
No, people are buying her badges.
Your comments right now are being hateful. You're being rude. I'm not even being rude to you. You're being accusatory. So those kinds of comments are going to get deleted. I don't know why that upsets you. I am a human being.
Oh, why does she need to tell us that she's a human being? Because what does she think we think she is? All right, so let's just put it out to everybody. If she's not a human being, what is she? She's just told us she's a human being, but what could she be? Let's just put it out there. What could she be? She just said, I'm a human being. Why do you need to tell us that you're a human being, Katie Joy? Because she's really... Because she's really a rep. The mere fact, a reptile. The mere fact that she had to say, I'm a human being. Like, why? An alien? A zombie? I'm a human being.
They do want me to. But you're not respectfully disagreeing. Respectful disagreement isn't name calling. It's not being rude to people. It's not inciting like hateful rhetoric. Your comments are going through. I don't know why you keep saying that your comments are not going through. Oh, you are actually a troll. I know this account.
Oh, she said that someone's a troll. All right, now we're going to get onto Duggars, because let's get onto Duggars.
I don't like fighting on Instagram because...
Rick, has there been, I mean, it's been a long time since you were here. Has there been any change, any growth? Oops. Has there been any growth? I've just managed to turn off the screen. Oops. Okay, I think I'm back. Has there been any at all is what I want to know. Oh, my computer's not happy about playing her. So what's she doing?
I don't like fighting on Instagram because I get tagged in everything, and I don't like getting tagged into fights. I didn't call you a troll, McGowan. I don't know where you thought I was calling you a troll. I'm about to do another video.
So she's taking screenshots or something.
A lot of people ask me about Anna's family. She's literally, her family is probably as bad as the Duggars, if not worse. I don't know why people expect Anna to be from a better family. Her dad is like, oh my God, he's crazy. Hi, Amy. Okay, but my post isn't uninformed. It's not uninformed to call someone out. Just because you don't agree with what I'm saying doesn't mean that the post is uninformed. I have been using this palette lately.
Oh no.
The Glam Face palette by Natasha. I don't know why the kids are not better protected either.
So you just got a makeup thing. Alrighty. So there you go. That was a thing of the palettes. All right. Llama Girl is legendary.
It's weird because Arkansas must have different rules than the state that I live in. Where I live, corporal punishment is actually illegal. And you can't spank or hit with an object. You can't slap on the face. You can't punch a child. It's just like it's illegal. So I don't understand the rules. You love the colors. It's very like neutral. Very neutral. So that's the blush, which is, it's kind of like it's almost a little bit wet. And then the highlighter.
Hang on. She said the color is like a little bit wet, didn't she? I've not heard of a color wet. Let's have a listen.
It's like it's almost a little bit wet. And then the highlighter.
When I went to school, wet wasn't a color.
I like to do the tip of my nose.
That's no good, Rick, that you've got nerve damage.
Cream. It's Natasha Denona. I have a lot of, that's really the only stuff that I wear for my eyes is Natasha. So the stuff when I wear the red, the purple palette, that's the retro palette. So the purples that I've been wearing lately, that's this palette. I have probably like 6 of her palettes, and then I'm really into her neutral lips right now. So she has a line of like neutral lips and like neutral lip gloss. Nudes. And the color I've been wearing, like here's a nude. This is the color I've been wearing for my lips. It's kind of like a brown. And then I've been wearing this over the top of it. The video by Jan. Kind of reminds me of the 90s. Like, you guys remember That's the Way Love Goes, the video by Janet Jackson? That's what this whole vibe with my face reminds me of. I feel like Janet Jackson and That's the Way Love Goes. Here's another brown one.
What?
Yes, these are all Natasha.
She didn't just say that, did she? Really? She did, didn't she?
And like this. See? That's the vibe I get from this palette. It reminds me of like absolutely 90s with the brown nude lip. And that's when I went to college, or that's when I graduated from high school, guys. I graduated from high school in 1997. Janet Jackson was so popular. I'm actually not doing a makeup video. This is one of my favorites.
She's not doing a makeup video. I'm not doing the makeup video, but I'm gonna show you all my makeup. Yeah, it does sound painful, Rick. It really does.
I love Natasha. I think she's from Europe. She's a makeup artist that started a makeup line. It is pricey, but all of her makeup lasts forever. I do spend a little bit extra on my makeup though because I'm on camera.
Yeah, it is filling in gaps, yes. And she said she's got 6 of those palettes. Sometimes, Bo, she does that. She'll just fill in the gaps one day.
I would actually not do makeup videos because then I would be accused of trying to be a makeup guru, and I'm not a makeup guru. Oh, and then this is my bronzer. Some people like to use Denona is Denona. like this. See that? It's kind of backwards. Not really. Like, I've done Get Ready With Me's, but I don't think that's doing a makeup video. I'm not a makeup artist. Yes, so Hula is, it's like Miami in a box. And I want to show you something. I have two, but I have this one, and this is probably like a year old. Like, that's how long these last. So I started taking multivitamins. So I'm hoping that it'll help my dry skin and my hair.
I thought her hair problems were due to COVID. Well, that's what she said. That's what she did say. She said that in the video, that she was better than Tati. Talking about Tati, she's just gorgeous.
No, I don't have pink in my hair. Foundation. Makeup Forever. HD. R260. It's like a medium coverage. Concealer is my NARS. Hula lasts forever. I'm short. I'm very short. Powder is Makeup Forever.
So your hair kept breaking, did it, Princess Dress? I was just looking because I got some tinted moisturizer, and I thought, well, if we're showing products, I'll just show you my tinted moisturizer. But because living in Australia, I've got tinted moisturizer with sunscreen. So, no, she hasn't worn the headband for a while. Rick?
This is amazing. Mascara is NARS Climax. I've tried so many brands of mascara, and I always come back to NARS. I don't know what it is. You know, when you just are like, this is mine, this is my brand. Eyeliner that I'm wearing today is Natasha's Macro Blade, but I also really like the roller by Benefit. Eyebrows is Brow Wiz. Brow Wiz.
She's that's right.
Brow.
Good point, Bo. Yes, Princess Jax. I agree.
This is waterproof. I don't know if this is. I'm not sure. This is waterproof for sure. And then Brow Setter is my Benefit. This lasts forever. I've had this forever. My brows are like partially gray, so I have to color them in. It takes me forever to do my face because I honestly procrastinate. I put my makeup on at my desk, so I end up reading the news. So what I do is I'll be like messing with my eyebrows. My eyebrows take the longest. I could spend an hour on my eyebrows.
Who was it that said about the Sharpie pen and the eyebrows? Well, she's just saying that it takes forever to do her eyebrows because she's got to color them in. Who was it? Was it Andrew? Refits. He said was talking about that.
If I'm really being serious, but I don't. But I just normally my getting ready is like watching whatever is on my computer or reading, and so then I get distracted.
She's watching all the videos about her. Oh dear me. An hour on the eyebrows.
I get in a rabbit hole. One of my good friends microblades, but I don't want to do microblading. The only needles I do are Botox. Botox is the best. Does Botox hurt? No. Lip injections hurt, but Botox does not hurt.
Doesn't she get lip injections too?
Microblading has needles, I thought. It's like a tattoo. That's how my friend explained it. I have seen, you can see I have Botox. I can't move my forehead. Okay. Well, I don't want a razor blade and a scalpel. Whatever it is, I know it causes like flaking and okay, that's what I thought, that it was a mini tattoo gun, because my friend who does it is into tattoos and she does tattoo makeup too. It's actually not that bad.
Oh dear, this is boring, isn't it? I haven't missed it.
Oh. Do you know who Brittany Dunn is? Oh, she's not. She's cool. She's being sued for scamming customers with her workout programs. The state of Texas is suing her. Holy moly. Do you guys know who she is?
Not on Instagram. I can't trust it.
Oh, let's see. If I can turn this around really quick. This is her. It's okay, so she was a fitness person, but she left the fitness world because she got into a ton of trouble because of these workout programs. So now she's like scamming the she's like scamming the Christian side of things. Well, it says the state of Texas has sued her over claims that her fitness program allegedly engaged in deceptive practices and negatively impacted customers with eating disorders. She's a 30-year-old from Fort Worth. She got in super big trouble over this workout program and then suddenly became like a fundy Christian vlogger.
Oh no, right up her alley.
TikTok is loving my Sister Wives content. Oh, okay. I love to do my Sister Wives content. I actually have to do one more video. It says,
oh, sorry, it says I'd switched off. Sorry.
Fort Worth started selling thousands of online fitness packages in 2014 after building her social media profile as a supposed healthy living expert through sharing photos of her body, her diet, and exercise tips. She was described as your coach, your confidant, your biggest supporter and friend, there to push you and mold you and help you find the person that you've always wanted to become. They were filed by the Attorney General of Texas. Oh, shit. But through a private Facebook group where members were encouraged to share their progress, Davis's customers realized that she had given many of them the exact same workout and nutrition plans without any personalization. And rather than providing individual coaching, she gave generic, non-substantive feedback, such as, "That's my girl, you're killing it, and you've got it, babe."
Hello, Julian.
At least 14 customers mentioned in the complaint have sought refunds from Davis are people with eating disorders. One said that Davis's social media presence and self-identification as an eating disorder soldier led them to believe that she had special training to address their conditions. One woman who had a restrictive eating disorder and told David she wanted to increase her calorie intake said Davis gave her a meal plan that had a significantly lower calorie count than what she previously had been eating. She denied accepting customers with eating disorders. There's no evidence that she has professional fitness training. The lawsuit doesn't cover her lack of experience, which is not unusual in the realm of fitness influencers. Instead, it focuses on her failure to deliver products. Consumer complaints about her program became so widespread that she deleted an apology video on YouTube and took her website down. She appeared on Good Morning America to say she was taking full responsibilities for her mistake and whatever it took to make things right. When she returned to social media after a brief break, her audience slowly began to notice a difference in the kind of content she posted. Instead of focusing on fitness, she began to mention Christianity. In November 2019, she addressed the change. Fitness and health are no longer my identity. My identity is in Christ. They always go to Christ after they've scammed people.
Uh-oh, Bella Marie is saying the trigger one. I haven't seen this, so obviously... Okay, thank you, Bella. Okay, I'll just put this up. You've obviously seen it. I haven't seen it.
Over the past 2 years, she's been entirely rebranded to share faith-based contents and now runs a ministry called She Lives Freed that offers tickets to self-run weekend religious conferences. Why is she running conferences when she literally just found Christ? What are these people doing that they think that they're this important? For $125 per person, not including travel or lodging, she posts lifestyle advice alongside her husband, Jordan, a former police officer who was sued by the ACLU for excessive use of force against a black man.
Uh-oh.
Both members of the couple faced backlash in October 2021 when he tearfully announced that Nelson shot and killed her dog, Brody, instead of taking him to the vet after he was hit by a car. She's been called out for shared debunked QAnon talking points. They are seeking $250,000 to $1 million in penalties and court fees. Oh my God. And she said that
Hello, Kellyanne.
she appeared to imply that she's processing her fitness program's legal mistakes as evidence of a universal need for Jesus. She's not really a Christian. She just started becoming a Christian after she got called out on this scam. These scammers always turn to Christ after they get called out because they want to hide behind.
Of course she knows, right? Who am I to say who is a Christian and who's not. That's not for me to say. I'm not going to make a judgment on somebody's faith. I'm just saying.
All right, I have to get going. Keep filming. But that was what Brittany Daniels is who I was talking about. Jesus always gets blamed for everything. Whenever they get in the corners, they always say that you need to find God or they're praying for you. That's always what happens. I'm not going to film here live. Right. But
okay, so then we've got oh, what's she doing? Llama girl. Oh, she's licking it. No way. No way. Oh. Okay. So Llama Girl. Oh, this is another clip from Llama Girl. This is actually, I don't know whether you wouldn't have seen this, but you'll like this. This one's quite interesting. And when she does her editing, I don't know why she doesn't edit this, why she didn't actually edit this. This needed editing. No, it's not working. Why is it not working? It's not working. You can't say the word specific. Now, also, here is the thing. Toad has his own channel. Is doing a car. Sometime in the past, they did a poll asking how many of you would be interested in seeing this ugly mug talking guitars on YouTube. Quite a few of you answered yes. He's actually putting together a guitar, how to build a guitar video. So there you go. So that's all. I mean, that was the last live that was available. So what do you think? What do you think? And I mean, I know we haven't spoken about it for a while, but nothing's changed. The other thing I want to talk about is all the stuff that's going all around at the moment. Just because I don't make comments about what's going on doesn't mean that I'm not aware of going on. I know that there's doxing going on. I know Erin's house was exposed, a picture of her house. She took it well. I don't agree with any of that, and I don't care who it is. I don't agree with even Katie's Joy's information should not be put out there. Nobody should be doing that, and I just think it's all wrong. So as usual, I'm staying in my lane. I'm really not going to get involved. We know, I mean, hey, the video of me being in the top 10 problematic YouTubers is still on YouTube. You can still find it, which is fine. I actually have a copy of it just for prosperity, but I think now I wouldn't get into the top 10. I'd be very surprised if I got into the top 10 these days. But, I think everyone just needs to keep their focus on what we're, on the reason why a lot of people came onto this platform was to call out the antics of Katie Joy. I mean, that's really what, because she said, if you can do better, then do it. And I went, okay, I can do that. But I just need to stick to my own lane. I'm not getting involved. I don't want to. However, I will speak out against being, giving out people's informations, because that is bad, in my opinion. So, yeah. So, the West Australian is reporting that Christian Porter is looking to go back to Western Australia. He's looking to move back to Western Australia and start up his own legal firm. I guess he needs to make up all his legal fees money from somewhere. What else? Sean White, he actually is now retired. He actually didn't win the snowboarding, apparently. But, all right, let's have a look at this. So we've talked about this a few times, and this is Boris Johnson. He's in a little bit of trouble at the moment. What is it with these politicians and entitlement? So there's been a few articles about the fact that he had parties while... Yes, that was a very good video planned to create. That was a very good video, and he seemed to get very excited about it because he's actually given, essentially has presented the whole case to Jessa and said, here, here's a... So Boris Johnson has been in trouble over the fact of parties in Downing Street. So Downing Street's where the Prime Minister's residence is. So British Prime Minister has received a questionnaire from police about gatherings held amid strict COVID-19 restrictions in the latest development of the Partygate scandal engulfing UK politics. Oh, Princess Jax. The Metropolitan Police are contacting more than 50 people believed to have attended lockdown parties at Mr. Johnson's Downing Street office and residence, asking them to explain their involvement. Mr. Johnson's spokesperson said in a statement, we can confirm the Prime Minister has received a questionnaire from the Metropolitan Police. He will respond as required. They're investigating 12 gatherings held at number 10 Downing Street after internal inquiry found Mr. Johnson's staff had enjoyed alcohol-fueled parties, with the British Prime Minister attending a few events himself. At that time, many people could not attend funerals or farewell loved ones dying in hospital due to strict COVID lockdown rules, and the revelations have sparked widespread anger. And I suggest that they would be sparking anger. The report's gatherings included Bring Your Own Booze event attended by Mr. Johnson, Wine Time Fridays, an event at which staff brought a suitcase full of alcohol and danced until the early hours of the morning. Other gatherings in questions include several farewells for staff, a gathering on the day before the funeral of Prince Philip. No, really? A gathering on Mr. Johnson's birthday, Christmas get-togethers, including online quizzes. Now, what was interesting, the day before, the day of Prince Philip's funeral, they could only have 30, the Queen, they could only have 30 guests due to restrictions, and yet he's having a party. That's a bit rich. The Queen should sack him. While staffers were entitled to attend work at number 10, it's the name of his haircut, says Rick. While staffers were entitled to go to work at number 10, many gatherings blurred the lines between work and play. When details of the party started to emerge, Mr. Johnson commissioned an investigation by senior civil servant Sue Gray. However, soon after, the London Metropolitan Police announced it was also investigating Downing Street for potential breaches. Ms. Gray's interim report found failures of leadership and judgment in various parts of number 10 and the UK Cabinet Office, but could not draw more specific conclusions. The report did not examine whether the conduct of people inside number 10 broke the law. Mr. Gray's investigation was meant to look at 16 separate gatherings on 12 dates across the pandemic. However, she was unable to examine conduct on 8 of those dates due to ongoing police investigations. She openly acknowledged it meant her report was hampered. However, as part of a general conclusion, the report said a number of these gatherings should not have been allowed to take place or develop in the way they did. Some ministers in Mr. Johnson's own party have joined the opposition in calling for him to quit. Mr. Johnson has apologised and promised to change the culture in government. He has appointed new staff to senior roles following 5 aides quitting. So, that is interesting, isn't it? His hair's a mop. So we've been following. I mean, we've looked at a few of those because, you know, there was called into question. Don't forget there was the politician that was having an affair when you couldn't be meeting other people. These politicians just seem to think that they're above the law, and it's wrong. Mm-hmm. Because the Victorian went on. Okay, so this is also interesting. So I mean, Australia's had its own. Yeah, so we have mask rules in all states of Australia now. You have to wear masks. No, I'm not following Merrick. No, I'm not. But investigation launched over maskless meeting. So police are assessing photos of Victorian opposition leader Matthew Guy and fellow coalition MPs inside state parliament without masks in a potential breach of COVID restrictions. In photographs posted on social media, Mr. Guy and his MPs were snapped with Essendon legend Kevin Sheedy not wearing masks inside Parliament on Tuesday, the first sitting day of the year. And so here they are, not wearing masks. Now, under the rules, the person speaking can have the mask off, but everybody else is supposed to have the mask on. Those in the photos include Mr. Guy, Upper House Liberal David Davis, and National MP Melina Barth. Victorian Police is currently assessing images circulating on social media of MPs without a mask. Wearing a mask is required in all Victorian workplaces, including state parliament, unless rising to speak in either chamber, eating or drinking. A Parliament of Victorian Work and Health and Safety memo sent on Tuesday reminded MPs and staff of continuing requirements for masks to be worn in the workplace. An opposition spokeswoman said in a statement, given police are assessing the images, we won't be providing comment. On Wednesday, Mr. Guy said he would cooperate with police if asked to explain. He claimed he had a coffee with him during the speech, as did several others, while others took off their masks for the photo. I'm not here to answer every single person in the room, he told reporters on Wednesday. If the police issue any fines, we'll pay them. He said he was willing to make a donation to charity if police opted against issuing a fine. And then he said mask mandates in 9 high-risk settings should be a thing of the past. Mr. Guy described the state's current mask rules as confusing and wants mandate only to apply in high-risk settings. So he reckons it was too confusing to know what the rules are. It's pretty simple. You wear a mask inside unless you are eating, drinking, or you are talking. I don't know how that is confusing, but I assume that the rules didn't have any pictures in them. Anyway, sorry. Now, it's interesting because the Premier of Victoria was fined $400 in October last year after he was filmed arriving at Parliament not wearing a mask on 2 occasions. Now, though, at that time, he wore a mask on both days as he was driven to Parliament, but took it off before he walked through the car park to waiting media. At that time, Melbourne residents aged 12 and over needed to wear a fitted face mask whenever they left their home, indoors or outdoors, unless a lawful exemption applied, such as for broadcasting purposes. Now, and at the time when he was filmed, he was outside, and this guy was jumping all over the place saying he needs to be setting the example and everything. But he gets caught and he goes, "Oh, but I don't understand the rules. The rules are too confusing." No confusion. Anyway, that's just my little thing. So it seems that politicians of all persuasions believe that they are above the rules. So now the other thing, this is totally off kilter, but this is the High Court made two big rulings this week. Politicians think rules don't apply to them. Yes. So two big rulings were made in the High Court on whether you are an employee or an independent contractor. Now, there are businesses in Australia that that want you to be committed like an employee, but they want you to be a contractor or a casual worker. And then when you say you can't go to work, they complain at you because you can't make a commitment, but you're a casual worker. Anyway, so this week the High Court made two important decisions about workplace contracts that will have big implications for workers. Those decisions clarify a contested area among common law. So let's have a look at the two cases. Okay, so this is from being reported by the ABC. Thank you, Bella Marie, for the compliment on the top. I know it's and it's also nice and cool. So the first case, ZG Operations Australia Proprietary Limited versus Jamsec, involved two truck drivers. Between 1977 and 2017, two men were engaged as truck drivers for the same company. During that 40 years, the company went through various restructures and changes of ownership, but the final name was ZG Lighting. The two men started working for the company as employees in 1977 and became delivery drivers in 1980. However, around 85 or 86, the company said it would no longer employ them and it would continue to use their services only if they purchased their trucks from the company and entered into contracts to carry goods for the company. Both men agreed and they set up partnerships with their wives. They used their partnerships to purchase trucks from the company and they executed written agreements with the company for the provision of delivery of services. They only delivered goods for that company. They had no other customers. Through the years, the agreements were updated every so often to account for rising expenses and living costs. But in 2017, the agreements between the two partnerships and the company were terminated. The two men began proceedings in the federal court seeking entitlements alleged to be owed to them as employees of the company. The court was given more details about the men's working relationship with the company. They worked more or less regular hours for the company, arriving at the warehouse between 6 and 7 and finishing deliveries around 3. At various times, the men were asked by the company to install tarpaulins bearing the company's logo on their trucks. At various times, they were supplied with uniforms bearing the company logo, although they weren't told to wear a uniform. They were also occasionally asked to perform tasks beyond their core delivery duties, such as cleaning behind the warehouse. So what happened this week? The High Court ruled that despite those details of ongoing regular relationship with the company over many decades, the men engaged as contractors for the company, not employees. The court acknowledged the reality of the difference in bargaining power between the company and the men. However, it emphasized the written terms of the contracts the men had signed with the company rather than the substance and reality of their daily work routine. It noted the drivers could have performed delivery services for other companies if they wished, because there was no restrictions in their contracts preventing them from serving other customers outside the hours they were contracted to work for the company. This was a victory for ZG Operations Australia Proprietary Limited. So what do you reckon about that one? So this one, the second case, Construction, Forestry, Maritime, Mining and Energy Union versus Personnel Contracting, involved a 22-year-old British backpacker. He travelled to Australia on a working holiday visa. In 2016, seeking a source of income with limited work experience as a part-time bricklayer and in hospitality, he obtained a white card which enabled him to work on construction sites. He contacted a labour hire company in Perth, trading as Construct, and they told the company in her interview that he owned a hard hat, steel cap boots, and hired his clothing, which he bought for less than $100, hoping to find construction work. He was offered a role and given paperwork to sign. Among the documents he signed was an administrative services agreement, which described himself as a self-employed contractor. The next day, Construct contacted him and offered him work at a project site of a major client, Hanson, a builder of a high-rise residential apartment and offices, for the following day. When he arrived on the Hanson site, he was told he'd be supervised primarily by a leading hand employed by Hanson. He worked on the site between 3 or 4 months from July to November. His basic labouring tasks included emptying bins, cleaning workspaces, and moving materials. He was paid by the hour, and when at work, was told what to do and how to do it. In November 2016, he finished work on the Hanson site and left Perth. However, he returned again in March 2017, and that same year he started the work on the Hanson project. Then in June 2017, he started work on a different Hanson project, doing practically identical work. However, 4 days later, he was told he was not to continue working on that second Hanson project. After he did not receive any more work from Construct. Eventually, the young man in the Construction, Forestry, Maritime, Mining and Energy Union began proceedings in court against Construct, seeking orders for compensation and penalties. The claims were made on the basis that Construct did not pay the man his entitlement as an employee of Construct in accordance with the Building Construction General On-Site Award 2010. The crucial question in the court proceedings was whether the man was an employee of Construct rather than a contractor. This week, the High Court ruled that the man was employed by Construct. It emphasised the fact that under the contract, Construct was entitled to control who the man worked for, and that once the man was assigned to a client, i.e. Hanson, he had to do what the client told him to do. He was simply not permitted to do otherwise. The judge said marketability of Construct services as a labour hire agency turned on its ability to supply compliant labour, and without that subservience, the labour would be of no use to Construct's clients. The judge concluded that the right of control was a key asset of Construct's business, and that the young man had no right to exercise any control over what work to do and what work to be carried out. And that being so, the man's relationship with Construct was characterised as a contract of service rather than a contract for services. Therefore, he was an employee, not a contractor. So the two rulings are significant because they emphasise the importance of written contract. So University of Adelaide law professor Andrew Stewart said the reasoning in the two cases was especially important. He said the reasoning put a big emphasis on the wording of the contracts themselves. If you've undertaken to do some work on the basis of a comprehensive set of written terms, it's those terms will be the basis for determining whether or not you're an employee or an independent contractor, not the reality of your working arrangement. That is a big shift. The last time the High Court looked at this issue was in 2001 in Hollis versus Vabu Limited, and since then the practice has grown up of courts emphasising the need to look beyond the contract and look at the way in which the working arrangement actually operates. Professor Stewart said the High Court was saying that was wrong. If you have a written contract, the contract is what matters. So if you've got a written contract and it says, so basically the High Court says you have to do X, Y, Z. If you're arts A, B, C, yeah. It's basically given the green light to businesses to source work from contractors rather than employees with a much lower level of risk than existed before. It's taking a very formalist view. It's taken a view that it's very much pro-business in its general implications. So, of course, the Australian Industry Group has welcomed the rulings. It means that common law tests that distinguish between employee and independent contractor remain appropriate. Regarding the two truck drivers, the decision would be especially provide more certainty to businesses that have been faced with an increase in arguments that people who have been engaged as independent contractors have been misclassified and entitled to benefits of those employees. The High Court's decision is sensible, practical and fair, he said. So paying the same principle in the High Court. The decision determined that a young backpacker engaged by a labour hire business to work as a labourer on construction site was not a genuine independent contractor. The court held that the business exerted a very high degree of control over the work of the labourer, and therefore the labourer was not a genuine independent contractor. The High Court's decision highlights the ongoing workability and appropriateness of common law tests that distinguish between an employee and an independent contractor. So, does anyone have any thoughts on that? And it would seem that a lot more now it could be now that more businesses will want independent contractors too. So, this is very interesting. Anyway, I might leave it there. I've been going for an hour and a half, so I just want to do the daily catch up on a little bit of Katie Joy and other stuff. But I'll be back. I'm hoping to be back on tomorrow evening, maybe around the same time. We'll see how we go, and have another little bit of a catch up and see what's going on. Yeah, heaps of stuff going on. Oh, don't forget the Australians. In fact, what I might do is we might actually do a review, we might do a live reaction of ScoMo on 60 Minutes tomorrow. If I can grab the footage, if I can record the program, we'll view it, and you can get my live reaction, because I'm not going to watch it. I wasn't going to watch it. I don't want to give it any clicks or views, but I saw a preview of it, and let's just say it was cringeworthy. I'll see if I can find it. I think Pickles had it, didn't he? Yeah, you want a live reaction to 60 Minutes, Bella? I think Swollen Pickles had it. Let me just pull up Swollen Pickles. We'll end on Swollen. Oh, no. Oh. There's this one. This is Swollen Pickles. This is what we're going to have. This is what's on 60 Minutes tonight, and I'm sorry, people. Oh, he's my remix. He's just made that better.
They say, if you try to polish a turd, you're bound to get some shit on you. I need a shower after that. Pickles out.
Anyway, this is the one I wanted. This is I might do a live reaction tomorrow. This is what we're going to end on.
It would be remiss of me not to take a look at the promo for Scott Morrison's Charm Offensive that will feature on 60 Minutes this week. It's gone well past parody at this point. For a public relations puff piece, this could actually cover some fairly rough areas. So let's take a look at how I saw the promo.
Do you sleep with one eye open?
In the toughest weeks. I feel it and bleed like everybody else. Do you? Of course I do.
What really happened at the Engadine McDonald's in 1997?
In the toughest job.
I don't hold a hose, mate. Does it sometimes take you a while to get this through your thick head?
Scott Morrison fights back.
Contact.
You might need more than a miracle this time. You might need the second coming. Well, I believe in that too. On 60 Minutes, behind the scenes, in the kitchen cabinet.
Shaking, baking. Watch out for the knives. Only from behind.
This is my leader.
There you go. And I'm ambitious for him. Yeah, good on you. Thanks, Gomo.
The Prime Minister launches his secret weapon.
What would you say to your 16-year-old self? It's like that movie in The Cruise.
Run!
McCurry.
Thoughts on the curry, Jen?
I actually felt sick to my stomach.
And save her husband.
Then you can go to Hawaii. Take me to the April sun.
Too soon.
Sunday on 9.
Well, that was an unnecessary insight into how my brain works. Just think, we could be in for this sort of gear for months and months. What a pickle.
There you go. So that was the swollen pickle. I've put the other link. I'm going to put the link to this one. Make sure that you like and subscribe because swollen pickle is hilarious. Gave us lots of joy during the Gladys saga. So Plan to Create just said apparently Clarkson wants a copy of the settlement with Tardy and KJ, which means we might get to see. Well, we might get to see it, and it could be very, very interesting. Is that why she's starting to unravel? Does that mean we're going to see more unraveling? Wow, hey? So, anyway, on that note, yeah. So I'll do a live reaction of, we'll watch 60 Minutes and we'll do a live reaction. You'll get a live reaction, live unedited reaction of me watching it because you just saw the sneak peek of it, and I don't like Carl Stefanovic either, so it's gonna be very painful for me to watch two people I don't like, the Prime Minister and Carl Stefanovic. But the Prime Minister is trying to show that his human side because he's a human being. He's a human being, and we have an election coming up, people. So he is trying to show us that he should stay Prime Minister. So that's what he wants. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day, night, whatever time it is. Thank you all for popping in and joining in. If you're in the replay crew, thank you for watching. Thank you to Osbel for the amazing thumbnail that she sent to me. Well, Emily read the court documents today. Oh, okay. Well, see, I have lots of catching up to do because I've been busy working and doing stuff and going back, and I've got a bit of a life. I'm starting to get a bit of a life. I'm missing out on all the good stuff. But because I'm working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays from 6 until whenever. So, and then I'm working Fridays during the day. So, and this weekend I've been at a choir thing all day. I'm there tomorrow as well. So things are going a bit crazy. And let me tell you how hard it is to sing with a mask. But we have to sing with a mask. So, yeah. Okay. You've been listening to the Clueless? Yeah, anyway. All right, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And I will catch you again. I'm hoping it won't be as long before I'm live again. I'm hoping to be live again tomorrow. But until then, I hope you're all well. Keep safe, everybody. Look after yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.